Hello, this is Diana. This is my Trailblazers of the Universe YouTube channel. On my channel, I am helping you fearlessly and unapologetically live your best, most authentic life. I am helping you break through your barriers and transcend limitations you may have. If that sounds good to you, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. On August 23rd, 2023 through September 14th, 2023, we have everybody's favorite time of the year, Mercury Retrograde. This time our Mercury Retrograde will be in Virgo. So, the topic of this video is 5 things you should do for the Mercury Retrograde in Virgo 2023. For those that don't know, what is Mercury Retrograde? It's actually an optical illusion that Mercury is moving backwards. What's actually going on is that it's moving slower than the Earth orbits around the Sun. So basically it laps the Earth in orbit, which gives it the illusion that it's moving backwards. And I'm going to explain why that is significant later in this video, or how that's an analogy to what's actually going on maybe in your personal life during these Mercury retrogrades. So some of the things you might hear that happens during Mercury in retrograde, you'll hear that there's issues with communication, things are miscommunicated. You'll hear a lot about technology issues, even delays in travel, things like that, even issues with contracts. There's many different things that are associated, and probably one of the bigger things that people talk about is they'll say their ex tried to contact them. So basically things that make us maybe feel like we're going backwards or just not going forward, but there's actually a purpose in all this. Let's also talk about the meaning of it being in Virgo. Virgo is an earth sign. It's also a perfectionist. They're very critical, detail-oriented, hardworking, usually pretty reliable and logical. With all that being said, now I'm going to list the 5 things you should do for this Mercury retrograde in Virgo 2023. Virgos, they can seem to be like controlling or very critical, right? Can freak out when things don't go according to plan. You know, they're very organized, they like things done a certain way, right? So, number 1 is going to be to stay calm and adaptive. Don't freak out or lose focus when things don't go according to plan. These challenges that are happening are opportunities for personal growth and transformation. It's important to stay fluid and centered during this time, no matter what happens. Let go of the need to control, let go of the need for everything to be in perfect order or according to your plan, and be open for things to happen in other ways. Remember that when we let go of the need to control, we are open to things maybe working out in a better way than we can imagine. Remember, we're in a universe of infinite possibilities, and everything has a divine order, purpose, right? So just because it doesn't look like the way you think it should look doesn't mean it's not working out for you. So let go of those expectations and just do what you can to be more calm and fluid, but also centered at the same time. Use the Virgo energy, the earth sign, to be more grounded and centered and being more fluid. And remember that Virgo is actually a mutable sign. We have the fixed signs, the cardinal signs, right, and the mutable. So they're at the end of the season. So they do have that in them, even though they're more of a grounded sign, to be more adaptable to change, go with the flow a little more than some of the other earth signs. Number 2, Mercury is involved with communication, right? And our communication has to do with our relationships with people. It is important to evaluate your existing bonds and people from the past, your current relationships, friendships, family members, whatever kind of relationships are in your life. Or basically, we're using that critical energy that the Virgo has, right? And just an analytical trait to really take a deep look in analysis of the friendships, relationships we have in our lives, and to have discernment and to cultivate these relationships based on respect, mutual understanding, and equal energy exchange, and communicating effectively our needs, what we want. Mercury is retrograde right now. Might not be the best time to have some of those more difficult conversations right now until Mercury is direct. Of course, things could be misinterpreted, go wrong, right, in that aspect, but it's more of a time just to analyze these relationships. And are these relationships more in alignment with your values in life or not? More in alignment with your higher self version or not? Or are they, is there equal energy exchange, like I said? Are these relationships reciprocal? Are you over-giving? Are you maybe under-giving? It's a good time to evaluate all these relationships and friendships in your life. And, be patient and understand that people have faults as well. But you want to have boundaries, but finding that balance between not being overcritical of people and judging them for all their mistakes, but also looking at the bigger picture. Are they in alignment with where your life wants to go or not? It is Venus retrograde as well, so that's why that's also a good time to do that. So we basically want to make sure that these are the current relationships and friendships that we have in our lives. Are they healthy? And what can we do to make them healthy? Or do we need to set more boundaries or cut people off as needed? So that's what to really think about during this time and evaluate during this time. Number 3 is to realign and organize your life. So basically, are the routines that you have in your life, or your self-care rituals, are they working for you or not? How can you align your self-care rituals and your routines in a way that is authentic to you? Anything to do with your work, your health, your friends, your friendships, relationships, anything you do for your self-care, anything you do for wellness, exercise, it could be diets, it could be maybe your work schedule, or the time you're taking for your self-care, your relationships, just making sure everything is balanced and aligns with your values. Basically, it's authentic to you. You're not having your self-care rituals and the way you're organizing your life isn't to fit other people's expectations and works for them, making sure it's what works for you. So like I said, again, you're using this analytic part of the Virgo and analyzing your own routines and your self-care, and make sure your needs are getting met. Make sure you're taking care of yourself, making any changes as needed to your patterns. 4 is be patient and compassionate with yourself. Be gentle and loving. So Virgos sometimes can be very self-critical of others and of yourself, right? So be gentle, be passionate, forgive yourself for any mistakes that you made or mistakes that you felt that you made. Know that you did everything you've done in your life. It was a choice. You made that choice based on the level of consciousness you were at the time. It felt right in the moment, right? You made that choice for a reason. It's not being so harsh on yourself. And be open to different ways of doing things, or embrace opportunities for growth. Just be easy on yourself. Be gentle. Think about treating yourself as you were a child, right? And this goes into inner child healing as well. Making sure you're comforting yourself and you're not so hard on yourself. Kind of loosen up a little more. And, letting go of the need to be perfect. Letting go of the need to be right all the time. Just being more natural. Just staying authentic to yourself. Self-acceptance is key to even moving forward, to healing, to moving forward, and to evolving. Accept yourself for all that you are. Number 5, last one, is getting in touch with your needs and feelings. Or this might mean you're letting go of the opinions and expectations of others, and make sure that you're doing things you need to do for yourself. Make sure that you're feeling your feelings, that it's okay to feel your feelings. Sometimes earth signs have trouble getting in touch with their emotions. So allowing yourself to feel your feelings, and it's okay to feel the way you do, and really pay attention to the way you're feeling about the things in your life, the people in your life, where you're at, jobs, or anything that you're engaging, putting a lot of energy into. Kind of maybe writing down some of these feelings and what are they trying to tell you. I'd say the feelings are always trying to tell you something, right? And just getting in touch with your needs, making sure that you're giving to yourself. A lot of Virgos can be have that kind of that nurturing energy too. Sometimes a motherly energy, feminine energy. And sometimes they like to give a lot to other people and be critical of other people, right? But make sure that you're giving that energy to yourself always first before you're giving it to other people. Sometimes we feel drained and everything because we're worried about what other people are doing, being critical of what they're doing, concerned about them. And sometimes it could be from a space of maybe not feeling worthy within ourselves, being critical within ourselves. So sometimes we want to give more to other people, maybe to avoid ourselves, or focus on other people to avoid our own selves, what we need to work on within ourselves. And so developing that sense of self-worth as well. Also, some other things, like any Mercury retrograde, you want to slow down a little bit. You maybe want to think before you speak. You want to double check your travel plans. They always say don't sign any important documents or read the fine lines, think, and all those kind of things. And technology, like back up your files and everything like that, right? Save what's needed. Sometimes there can be issues with that. So those are just the typical things, but the other 5 things were my intuitive guidance for this Mercury retrograde in Virgo. And remember, like I said before, it doesn't, it might appear that everything's going backwards. Bring awareness to maybe things that need attention, that need to be worked on within yourself. It's a good time to reflect on these things in your life. And you can revise certain things. You can bring awareness. Pay attention to what's coming up. And it's bringing awareness to maybe things you will discover within yourself, with other people, about your relationships, your communication style maybe. Especially if you're feeling burned out, overwhelmed during this time, you might want to ask yourself why. So it's, it's not you're restarting. It's just more, this is more so you're redirecting it, whatever happens during this time, if it's chaotic, if you feel rejected, if you feel just overwhelmed, burnout, it's a good time to take a step away, to meditate, go within more, maybe spending less time with other people. If other people are too stressful, do what you feel intuitively guided to do. Listen to your body, listen to your needs. And it's not about what happens, it's about how you respond to it and what did you learn from it. There's always a lesson to be learned, so this might bring awareness to things so you can give you more clarity on the direction you want to take in your life and how you can make better choices more in alignment with your highest and best self. That's all I have for today. If you like this content, hit those like and subscribe buttons. I also have a Facebook group, an Instagram, and a TikTok. My links are in this video description and in my channel description. I also offer intuitive, transformational coaching. If you're going through a dark time, you need some guidance, been through dark night of the soul, right? Spiritual awakenings, addiction issues, mental health issues, toxic relationships, to give you some good advice to help you become your best version or get you through some of these darker times. Also been through a lot of grief and trauma as well. So, I can provide some guidance there. If you're interested, my contact information is in this video description as well. Have a good day. Namaste.